बीए सेकेंड सेमेस्टर के विद्यार्थियों, आपका जो सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में नेशनल मूवमेंट भारतीय राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन एक पेपर है, उसमें अगला अध्याय है गांधी और राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन। मैं आज गांधी और राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन, गांधी एंड नेशनल मूवमेंट पर अपनी बात रखना चाहता हूँ। मोहनदास करमचंद गांधी was born on October 2, 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat. His father was the Diwan of a small state Rajkot. He got his degree of law in Britain. He went to South Africa concerning a judicial case of a company which had employed him for the purpose. He was provoked by the humiliating condition of the Indian there. He resisted the racial policy of white government in South Africa. There he developed the technique of satyagraha based on truth and non-violence in fighting against ruthless and powerful governments. He was succeeded in getting some of the worst evil of racialism wiped out. He came back India in 1915 at the age of 46. In 1916, he founded the Sabarmati Ashram at Ahmedabad. Pursuit of truth and non-violence, Hindu-Muslim unity and emancipation of depressed classes and women remained the objective of Gandhi while leading the independence movement in India. Passive resistance, satyagraha, and disobedience to unjust laws were his basic means to achieve the goal of Indian independence. Gandhi's entry into Indian politics began with satyagraha in Champaran in Bihar in 1917. The British indigo planters oppressed India cultivators more severely. Having heard of Gandhi's successful resistance against the government of South Africa, some peasants of Champaran called him for their help. Accompanied by some of his followers, Gandhi went there and started making inquiries about the grievances of peasants. The district authorities ordered him leave Champaran, but he defied the order. The government then was forced to appoint committee of inquiry, of which Gandhi served as a member on the recommendation of the committee. The worst of the sufferings of the peasant were removed. The Gandhi emerged successful in his first struggle against oppression in India. In 1918, he intervened his dispute between the workers and the mill owner of Ahmedabad. He undertook the first into that to force of compromise. The mill owners finally agreed to give a raise of 35% in wages of workers. He also supported the cause of peasants of Khera in Gujarat in their struggle against the collection of the land revenue when their crops had failed. The government of India passed the Roll Act 1919 and that brought Gandhi to the center of the national politics of area. Gradually, he suppressed all over the national leader because the undisputed leader of All India Congress till the Indian independence in 1947. He was shot dead in 30th January 1948 by a fanatic Hindu Nehru Nathuram Godse. Gandhi objected to passing the Rolect Act, formed a Satyagraha Sabha, and threatened the government with launching a Satyagraha movement if the act was passed. When the act was passed, Gandhi launched the Satyagraha movement on April 6, 1919. That day was observed as hartal all over the country, and the people organized processions and meetings against the passing of act. It was the beginning of passive resistance to the government by the Congress. The famous Jallianwala Bagh tragedy took place during the course of this movement. The movement was discontinued on April 18, 1919, after some stray incident of violence by the people. The movement aroused the conscience, the masses of the first time, and the Congress movement began to take the shape of mass movement. In 1920, Gandhi joined hand with leaders of Khilafat movement and started the non-cooperation movement. He boycotted the foreign goods, particularly drew the attention of the Indian people, and the use of khadi became popular among the general populace. The people took up movement with enthusiasm, and even women participate in the large number in procession of public meeting. The movement was suspended by Gandhi in 1922. After the violent incident, the Chauri Chaura, the movement failed to achieve any objectives. It turned the Congress movement into a mass movement of Indian people of the first time. In 1930, Gandhi led the civil disobedience movement in the prepared assault against the law of government. The movement was suspended in 1931. After the Gandhi-Irvin Pact, it was revived in 1932. After the failure of Second Roundtable Conference, but was again suspended in June 1933. In 1942, Gandhi launched a Quit India movement, which though swiftly suppressed the government, brought India in close of violent confrontation with the government. Thus, Gandhi led all Congress movement in India prior to independence. None of his movement succeeded in achieving any their objective and were suppressed ruthlessly by government. Yet every movement brought India closer to the independence. Thus, Gandhi contributed most towards Indian independence. Gandhi introduced the principle of truth and non-violence in Indian politics. His goal was independence of India was a part of truth and the struggle, for it was also an effort to achieve truth. His non-violence was not submission of the weak against the powerful, but the strength of the oppressed against the oppressor. He believed that just goals should be achieved by just means. Thus he brought about the religious favor into Indian politics. Gandhi made serious effort to bring about unity among the Hindu and Muslim, and regarded the two faiths as only two paths to attain God. Besides, the Gandhi did lot of emancipation of Indian women and untouchables. He laid emphasis on cottage industries, and particularly the use of self-spun khadi. In education, he planned the Varda scheme of education and the administration He emphasized his decentralization. In fact, no part of Indian life was neglected by him. By the example of his personal life, by his speeches and writings, and by actively pursuing all those principles which preached, he finally tried to achieve what described as the Ramraj. The contribution of Gandhi towards the national politics, society, and the national independence has been unique. Of course, many of his ideas have been described now in his success concerning Indian independence has also been questioned. Yet his contribution of Indian national life has been largely accepted. That is why he has been regarded as a father or founder of Indian nation by large number of Indians and affectionately called Bapu. Of course, Gandhi was an idealist. He fight the Indian independence was a part of a struggle of suffering humanity against the oppression. Yet he was a practical person. His adherence of non-violence was also probably based on the practical ground. He could judge that unarmed Indian masses could not fight the might of the British and therefore advised strict non-violence. The use of self-spined khadi was preached by him for the welfare of the poor people of India who could get alternative employment by it. Put together, it can also be said that he was politician among saints and the saints among the politicians. Besides, nobody can deny his contribution to the Indian national life in general and independence in particular. His masses of Hindu-Muslim unity failed, and so failed all movement led by him. Yet he alone was responsible for making Congress movement into the mass movement, which finally forced the British to quit India. He brought Indian women out of their seclusion and taught them the struggle side by side with men and thus helped their emancipation. He raised voice against the tyranny towards the untouchables, thereby making in national issue. It helped in their uplift after independence. Besides, he was the person around whom national personalities like Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and many others grew up. All these persons helped attainment of independence and regeneration of India. Thus, the contribution of Gandhi towards Indian national life and independence has remained unique. Point to be remembered, students. I am giving you some point to you. If you remember all the point, you can understand this chapter. First point, Gandhi was born October 29, 1869 at the Porbandar in Gujarat. Second, his father was Diwan in Rajkot. Third, he got his degree of law in Britain, went to South Africa on call for the cause of private company, felt humiliated by the racial policy of white government in South Africa, offered satyagraha against it, was successful in removing some of the worst evil of racism. Fourth, he came back to India in 1915 and established the Sabarmati Ashram at Ahmedabad in 1916. Fifth, pursuit of truth and non-violence, Hindu-Muslim unity and emancipation of the depressed classes and women remained the objective of Gandhi while leading the independence movement and passive resistance. Satyagraha and disobedience, the unjust laws remained the basic means of achieving the independence. 6. In 1917, Gandhi successfully intervened on half of the peasant of Champaran. In 1918, in dispute between the workers and mill owner in Ahmedabad. 7. The passing of Rowlatt Act 1919 brought Gandhi to the forefront of the national politics, and he gradually became remained the undisputed leader of Congress till he was shot dead in January 30, 1948 by fanatic Hindu Nathuram Godse. 8. In April 1990, Gandhi launched the Satyagraha movement against the Rowlatt Act in 1920 after joining hand with the leader of Khilafat movement, started the non-cooperation movement. 9. The movement was suspended after the incident of Chauri Chaura and thus failed to achieve anything, but for the first time the Congress movement emerged as the mass movement in Indian people. 10th. In 1930, Gandhi started the civil disobedience movement and prepared salt against the law of government. 11. In 1931, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed and the movement was suspended for the revive in 1932 after the second round table conference. 12. The civil disobedience of the finally suspended in 1933 without gaining any tangible results. The call to quit India movement was given by Gandhi in 1942. For Gandhi, India goal of independence and the struggle for it was the part of truth, and the non-violence means the strength of the oppressed against the oppressor. 15. Gandhi made serious effort for Hindu-Muslim unity and emancipation of women and untouchables, emphasized cottage industry and used Swadeshi goods, particularly khadi clothes, advocated decentralization, propounded the Varda scheme of education, and finally tried to achieve what described the Ramraj. Many ideologies of Gandhi have been described. Now his success concerning Indian independence has been questioned. Yet this contribution towards the independence has been unique because he has been national movement of a national movement of mass movement. Gandhi was certainly an idealist. Yet his technique of non-violence suited the unarmed Indian masses, and his insistence of the use of khadi benefited the poor people of India. Besides, he helped the building of several leaders of the national stature. This is the contribution of Mahatma Gandhi in national movement.